Hi, I'm Sarah Dorvick and I'm one of the client relationship managers here at Corporate Traveler in Stage and Screen. Today I am going to introduce you and teach you how to make the Manhattan, which is in every bartender's Bible. It's a famous cocktail. It originated in the 1880s in none other than Manhattan. A little fun fact, Winston Churchill actually was served this drink for the first time during his visit to New York City. So today we are going to need the following ingredients. We have Canadian whiskey here. And a little history lesson for you. Canadian whiskey is what this drink was first made with. The reason being is not only that it was used as a more high quality whiskey, but it also during the Prohibition time, it was the only whiskey available. So we have JP Weiser here. You could use any Canadian whiskey that you may have on hand. It's really used to bring out that spicy flavor in the drink. We also have here a sweet vermouth. As you'll notice, it's darker in color. You can use, I have Cinzano vermouth here, but you could use Martini Rosso or any other sort of darker sweet vermouth. If you wanted to make the perfect Manhattan, you could use both half of the sweet vermouth as well as the dry vermouth, and that would be truly a perfect Manhattan. Today I'm only going to use the sweet vermouth for this one. We also have here Angostura bitters. These are quite possibly one of the best items that you can have in your cocktail bar at home. They're used in a lot of different drinks and it adds a really nice flavor palette to many cocktails. And then we have here my favorite part of the drink, which is the garnish. We have maraschino cherries. Now this is probably the most expensive part of the drink, especially because I'm using your true blue maraschino cherries. These have a more, purple color to them. They're rich. They're not like the bright red maraschino cherries that you would get, at a fast food restaurant for your Shirley Temples or a kid's birthday parties. These are really delicious. You can buy them at many different cocktail stores, but they do add a really nice flavor to the drink. So now that we have our ingredients, let's talk about the tools that we will need. Now, the tools that we have here, I have a mixing glass. You can actually make this cocktail just in one of your glassware at home. It is a stirring cocktail, but if you do have this on hand, it's certainly something that you can use and it will add a nice flavor to it. So I'm gonna add the ice cubes as well. Let's get things started. Ice cubes first and foremost. Then I have my nifty shot glass here. As you'll notice, this is 2 ounces on the top and 1 ounce at the bottom. We use 2 ounces of the Canadian whiskey for the drink. So let's start with our first, and this is 2 ounces. I'm not gonna double up this time. Okay, and then we're gonna take 1 ounce of the sweet vermouth for the drink. Okay, and then we're gonna do a dash, which 4 dashes of 1, 2, go. Then we're gonna take our mixing spoon and we're gonna do a nice spin around. Now the ice dilutes the drink, but it adds a nice flavor to it. So as you're stirring, it's really bringing out the nice strong scent. You can smell the spiciness that the Canadian whiskey brings to it. Now, a lot of people mix up this drink with an old fashioned. And I guess I want to just tell you what the main difference is. The main difference between an old fashioned and a Manhattan comes down to the vermouth. So a Manhattan uses sweet vermouth to sweeten it up, whereas an old fashioned will use sugar. Okay, that's enough stirring. Now I'm going to take my strainer here. Now you can choose to serve this on the rocks or straight up. For me, I prefer it straight up. Look at that nice rich color. It's a nice amber as it's pouring through. It almost looks like syrup. Okay, now that we've poured it, it's nice and chilled. I'm gonna take my yummy maraschino cherries, plop it in. Let's take a look. This is the Manhattan. I'm gonna take my first sip and tell you what it's like. That's delicious. I hope you enjoy your staycation in New York City. Thank you for joining me today. Cheers.